this. This is episode number 3 of Stu's Wrestling Podcast. And here we go. Bang bang.
It is my pleasure to welcome Mike Maddog Angus onto the Stewie Palmer Wrestling Podcast this afternoon. How are you doing, Mike?
Easy, Stu. Yeah, not bad at all, my man.
Just to get into it first, mate, just a few facts about yourself, Mike, before we get into the wrestling talk.
Go for it. Yeah, well, I've been into wrestling since I was about 7, from about 92, around SummerSlam time. My uncle got me a Papa Shango wrestling figure, and I found out about it from there. Used to watch it on Sundays, Challenge and Superstars. I mean, I'm a granddad. WCW used to be on TV on Saturdays. Used to watch all that. So, so I knew me Cactus Jackson, me Stings. And then we used to go to the little video shop at the top of the road and get the old Hulk Hogan DVDs. Well, it wasn't DVDs then, was it? VHS. And, all the WrestleManias. WrestleMania 4 was my favourite when I was little, the tournament. Because it was a double VHS.
Now we're talking, Mike. No, I'm just letting you flow there, mate, because I don't want to be jumping in. You're gonna have plenty to say. So
mate, if there's anything you need to ask me, you ask away.
I just like to let you flow. You know what I mean? You're on a flow there, and that's what I like. It's not about me; it's about you. Like, so that's the route we're gonna go with it. So right, Mike. Just to extend off that, which wrestling personalities did you love then?
Oh, mate. Well, when I first watched it, I was drawn to it from, like, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man. Bret was always a big favourite of mine. The Hitman, even when he was in the Half Foundation, he stood out in that tag team to me, and used to love him. Demolition, used to love the face paint Demolition had. I actually liked Demolition better than Legion of Doom when I was younger.
Yeah.
And then, they just...
and that wouldn't be your normal, normally it's the other way around, isn't it? Obviously, because they started like...
That's it. I think it was just the way it was exposed to me. I didn't see Legion of Doom till a little bit after seeing Demolition, so everyone else, knew that Legion of Doom were the originals and Demolition were like a bit of a copy, but I saw Demolition way before I saw Legion of Doom, so the way it came to me, it was like, wow, But, I loved it. I loved all the storylines and everything. I had, one of my favourite ones was I had, the Year in Review 92 VHS.
I did not, I thought you were going to say the book then, Mike. No. I didn't have the tape, but I did have a book,
the tape
an annual.
was so good. It had the barbershop incident on it with Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels.
Remember
and
it well.
It had Tatanka when he got blinded by the model Rick Martel with
remember
with
it.
the arrogance.
Now you're getting into my era. Well, that's from obviously I started watching it in 1990. But you're in the ballpark there, mate.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And there's some classic moments, and that was it. So I didn't go to that many shows when I was younger, to be honest. One of my friends was well into wrestling, and he used to go to the shows. And when he used to come into school, I would try and trade whatever he got from the show off him for like something ridiculous that really wasn't worth anything. So I ended up with like a program from a show at the GMEX. I ended up with like a Jake the Snake and a Bret Hart figure. But then his dad made me trade them back at some point. I traded for 3 Monster in My Pocket cards or something like that. So
right, okay. All right. Hey, it was a good trade. It sounded like a good trade, that to me.
I've always been a good trader, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, good stuff. Right, Mike, just extending from that, mate, what match types would whet your appetite as a youngster? What stipulations, if you will?
I watched it all the way through. I watched, I think WrestleMania 10 was the first WrestleMania I actually stayed up and watched it live. And obviously that ladder match blew me away.
Yeah.
I loved that. And then as I got more into it, I liked the more extreme matches. So I used to watch ECW. I used to watch any of the hardcore WWF stuff, the 24/7 stuff. All that was great. I loved. I think my favourite pay-per-view of all time is such a random one, but St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
I'm sorry, I'm cutting in. I got it. Obviously, we didn't have Sky at the time. I keep going back to this in the other interviews that I've had. We didn't have Sky. I watched that live at my cousin's, funnily enough. But yeah, carry on, mate. Sorry.
That was just my absolute favourite because it had just like, I like a bit of comedy in me wrestling as well.
Yeah.
And it started with Blue Meanie. And on the live stream, I don't think it ever made it onto the DVD, but on the live stream, one of his balls was hanging out of his pants for the whole match. And I was pissing myself laughing at that.
I bet you will, mate. Yeah. I can't remember. I can't remember. I remember Bob Ollie and Al Snow. Were they fighting in the river?
That was that one,
yeah.
And
I remember
just
that.
some of the little things. That was the first time I'd really watched Al Snow, to be honest. And like some of the stuff he did in that match. There's one point he gets hit on the head with some sort of stop sign, and he looks up at the camera like an absolute lunatic, and it's just hilarious.
Oh, he's hard as nails, mate. He's hard as nails. I was at a WrestleCon. Something happened, right? Devon was in there. I don't know what Devon had done. I think he was messing around. Next thing, he's running after Devon. Devon is giving it toes around this convention room, like.
Oh,
so yeah, I think Al's I saw it firsthand, mate. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I used to go to scroll forward a little bit when I was at university. We used to go to the Doncaster Dome and watch PW.
Yeah,
and
remember it.
Al Snow and Blue Meanie were there for one of the shows.
Right.
And they were meant to be doing a serious autograph signing.
Yeah.
And just every now and again, one of them in a dead high pitched voice would shout something to the other one, and just everyone was just in pleats. They were just causing absolute havoc there. So, but good guys. But but that show was my favourite. At one point as well, Ken Shamrock and who was it? Carl Venus versus Ken Shamrock with Ryan Shamrock on the line and Billy Gunn's the guest referee. And somehow Billy Gunn manages to steal the match as the referee. He's just, he's obviously absolutely off his head for some reason in that one, but he absolutely stole the show.
Yeah. I'm trying to think back. I think I can remember it, you know.
Mate, I've got the DVD if you need to borrow it.
Send it my way. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Shit, the missus will kill me like more wrestling, but hey, it's alright.
That's it, mate. I've got stacks here, but but that one as well was when Ryan Shamrock's outside the ring and Ken Shamrock goes to her clearly to the camera and just goes, "Slap me!"
Oh my god! Oh, right. How did you get into ring announcing? Now I know you obviously do ring announcing for TNT. Did it start with TNT? Or was it prior? Were you doing stuff prior to doing it with TNT?
I've been going to shows, for like the last sort of. I've been to all sorts. I went to WrestleMania 23 in Detroit.
Yeah.
Went to that, and WrestleMania 28 in Miami.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of a big fan of meeting the wrestlers and having a beer with them and all that. I really like to chat to them and get some good stories out of them. But it wasn't until about 2014 I started going to I've been to a few wrestling shows around the UK, obviously. I knew quite a few of the guys, but it was just a random incident whereby Nick and Jay would turn up TNT and they'd done the first show already.
Right.
But when it came to doing the second show, they didn't have a ring announcer. And I used to be a quiz master around a load of pubs around the Wirral and Liverpool.
Right, okay.
And one of my friends, a girl, had worked with Nick Hughes at the labs in the daytime. And Nick somehow managed to mention to her that they didn't have a ring announcer for the show that was going on that night. And I just got a random phone call off the girl, Lauren. And she said, these guys are doing a wrestling show. I know you love wrestling. And they need a ring announcer. Do you think you'd be up for that? I was like, damn right I would be. So there you go. That was it. I did the show that night.
That's how the ball got rolling then.
That was it. Exactly,
you could have been, so you were the Wirral's answer to Les Dennis prior to the ring announcement.
Basically, mate, yeah.
I like it. How good is that? Right. Yeah. How and when, basically you've answered this a bit, but when did you get involved with Liverpool-based promotion TNT? I'll get my words out.
Yes, it must have been. I think it was the second show.
Yeah.
So I think it was possibly in the March sort of time, or maybe even as late as June that year. And then it's been going for 5 years now, I believe. Yeah. So this is like going to be the 5th anniversary of the show that's coming up. It's got
from what I've seen. Obviously, I've only been to one show, but obviously I'm in all the social media side with TNT. It's going from strength to strength, isn't it?
Oh, dude, this last year, some of the matches we've had, and And we were working at the O2 Academy for quite a while, which was an awesome venue. The only thing was they didn't really help us too much with with ticket sales and stuff, and it was a bit it's a huge venue that, so we decided we were losing the atmosphere a touch in there, I feel. So we've dived back into Fusion where we started.
Yeah.
And, it's just rammed now every show. And
It's
the
great.
after parties are great and everything.
It's a great venue. It's a great venue. I tell you what, just going back to the O2, the main room, I'm sure the main room holds 1,500, doesn't it, people?
Yeah, it's a decent size, that main room.
It's
we had
crazy.
a lot of space up there, and it was, we had the ramp and the stage setup was awesome, but we had some cracking shows up there as well.
Sorry, I keep jumping in, sorry.
No worries, man.
Could you have not run the show upstairs in the Academy too, or was it just limited, for you to do?
No, we were fine in the main room. It
was
okay. It wasn't we were absolutely fine because they had the lifts to get the disabled guests up there.
Yeah.
And it was we were still packing it out.
Right.
It was just I don't think they weren't really helping us out with the ticket sales.
You need that.
And one thing you need with wrestling is to be able to roll over from one show to the next and be able to have your next date ready. Mm-hmm. And they were pretty poor scheduling other dates for us.
Yeah.
Jay, who runs TNT, would be trying to schedule the year, so we could plan in advance.
Yep.
And obviously, you need to book the wrestlers. You need to have a show that rolls over onto the next one. Be able to say the next show, is going to be March. Tickets are on sale now. Whereas they were like, they would want to see how the show had drawn, how much money they'd made from it, how much the bar sales were before they'd give us another date.
Right, with you.
So
no good. It was no good to you guys, was it?
Exactly. You need to be able to roll on, whereas Fusion, let us have the dates for the year, and we can say we're doing this date, this date. Boom, there you go. There's the year. Make sure you get the days off or whatever. And, we tend to run on a Thursday night, so it's like, get the Friday booked off work because you're going to be out with Jay and the Maddog till probably breakfast time, after the show.
And what I like about it, it's ideal for me being in the catering industry because obviously running the show on a Thursday, what you find with these promotions, especially UK-based ones, it's all done on the weekends, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
So you've hit a niche there with the day, haven't you, the week doing it on a Thursday, which I like.
Well, that's it, yeah. I mean, there's a few people who it means they can't stay out afterwards because they've got work the next day. But anyone who knows what they're doing gets the Friday off, don't they,
Oh, well, yeah, if you had half a brain cell, you're going to take...
That's it. That's your recovery day,
Yeah,
I always end up having the day off for the show, and then I work the Friday night. Always, that's how I end up rolling, so I'm back in Friday night, I've normally recovered by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon or after me Mackey's brekkie or whatever.
What is your relationship with Jay then, the TNT founder?
Yeah, Jay, no, he's a legend. So I only met him. I only met him on the first show with him, and straight away we just had a good laugh. We've got a similar thoughts. We've both got children who are the same age, and so we take the kids to the show, to wrestling, WWE and stuff, and me and Jay have a good laugh. Have a drink, have a bit of a joke, and we went up to the we do a bit of flyering for TNT and everything, and obviously try and promote it the best we can round to people. So we went to the Blackpool tournament the WWE did the other year.
Yeah.
The Tyler Bate one. We went up to that with all the guys, and we from that we've made like some other good mates in the wrestling industry. Danny O'Doherty up at Rise, Leanne and Phil who were running their PW for you. Steve Saxon at BWP, obviously Peter Blackham might do Wrestle Island with them guys as well.
Yeah.
So we've made some good mates in the industry, and we have a good laugh. We went up to that Blackpool tournament and we had Danny O'Doherty on karaoke singing the wrong songs and just that sort of thing, and
it's all part of it, the community of it.
That's it. And we went to the hotel, the Hilton with Knoxy and the guys, and went and met all the wrestlers and everything like you do. And then everyone was waiting to see Triple H, and he never materialised. So I think I went home at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and we left Danny O'Doherty at the Hilton Hotel because he was bladdered.
No
And
way.
he tells us that at 5 o'clock in the morning, Triple H came down and threw him out the hotel. So whether that's a true story or not,
Yeah.
Danny O'Doherty reckons he got thrown out of the hotel by Triple H. So
Did you not have to look at the CCTV or something?
well, you know what? I have actually had a couple of people back it up and say that is actually what happened. So
There you go, and yeah, you've had yeah. It's not just come from the horse's mouth; it's come from everything.
that's it.
So there we go.
Numerous horses.
Right, which talent have you loved having on, and also watching at the TNT events?
Yeah, well, I loved it when we had Pete Dunne and Will Ospreay have a match, and that was it literally blew my mind. It was one of the best matches I've ever watched live. And then we've got some absolutely great talent who come and work on the shows. Jordan Devlin really grew on me while at the time he was with TNT. He just had some absolutely cracking matches. And one of my favourite talent to have over is the Kings of the North. Them guys, they come and they always have a great match, and then they're always out for the after party. And it's two good guys, from Northern Ireland, a really good banter, the pair of them. So love having them guys over. And we've had a lot of people come through TNT. All the guys you see on the British scene now, we've had almost all of them through wrestling at TNT, and everyone's been an absolute pleasure to work with. Big Damo before he headed off over to the States. Obviously Joseph Connors, Devlin, Ospreay, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bates, all the gang have been through. We've got obviously Roughneck, Big Keith.
Yeah.
Been Mr. TNT. What a legend.
Lovely top bloke.
Yeah, and obviously Keith Myers as well, as had a few crackers. Yeah. We had a brilliant match where he was in the main event and won it for his team, and we had him in a trolley at the end of the match, getting pushed around the ring in a trolley. So that was probably one of my highlights when I said, "Put Keith in the trolley." Photos and video from that were more payoff from that. That's excellent.
You'll have to send me them. I'd like to watch them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, that's one thing I really try and push is getting the footage out as quick as possible. I've just saw a brief highlight video they've made from BOA and from Thursday night, and it's all looking really good. So I'm glad we've got sort of the production down to the point now where we can get footage out as quick as we can for people to see. Because you go to a show and you want to see your photos and your videos back as soon as possible, don't you? So
yeah.
So we're getting to that stage now where we can really roll with that and get that nice and organised. We have a guy called Chris who does that for us, and he absolutely nails it. So, boom.
There we go. Right, Mike, where can you see TNT Wrestling heading into the future?
Yeah, well, I'd like to see us doing, we're getting to the stage now where we're sort of doing a monthly show. We have TNT Extreme, which is the main show, and then we have TNT Ignition as well, which is like rising stars and a lot of local talent and stuff. And now that's really, really coming along as well, to the point where it's like we've got like a Raw and SmackDown thing going. Yeah. We have like a separate team doing Ignition, and that's two teams. Like I always go to all the shows and everything, but we sort of do bits and bobs and everything with each. And it's really coming along. So we've got strong stories going through both shows. And then every now and again, we have a bit of a mix, and we'll introduce something from that to that, and the fans are absolutely loving it. So, as long as the fans are happy and the numbers are drawing well, and we, I think we get quite more and more press each time we do stuff, from like the Liverpool Echo covers, and UK wrestling magazines were always mentioned in them. I think it'd be nice to get a bit of a focus on us from one of the big magazines, see what happens.
That's it, mate. Just I'd say one show at a time.
That's it. Yeah. Well, we're planning 2 shows ahead all the time. You've got to have your story plan and everything, haven't you? And where you're going with things. And a lot of the time we do surprise the fans, and we do look after them and give them what they want, really. So I think they just can't believe that we've Jay especially keeps coming up with these crazy ideas, but everyone we've done, the fans have absolutely loved it. So that's the way forward, isn't it?
More power to you all. You know, that's good. It's good, and it's just like, I can just hear like the enjoyment that you're getting out of it. So
Oh, mate. Well, I'm a big fan. You know, I've absolutely loved wrestling for years, so I've been to all the big shows, and I just enjoy meeting the guys, you know, and hearing the road stories and stuff. I went to that PSI WrestleCon in London. I think it was 2015, and lucky enough to stay in the hotel with the guys and just sitting at the bar. And Gangrel actually said, "Hey, are you with the guys? Are you working with the show?" And I was like, "No, I've just popped in for a beer. You know, I'm just come to the show to enjoy it, meet everyone." And he's like, "Well, come and sit with us." And sat down with them all, you know, Tatanka, Gangrel, the Nasty Boys. Bret Hart was there. Just had a chat to them all, had a few beers, and then Barry Darso out of Demolition, you know, I've sat and had a chat to him for about half an hour, and just some of the stories these guys have got is just awesome. I got a few rounds of Sambucas in for everyone. We had a good laugh. Yeah, oh mate, it was great. The only one who was a bit off colour was Alberto Del Rio. He was he had a right gob on him, and you know, anyone like that, you know, I've not got, you know, there was a time I met Randy Orton, and he didn't lift his head up off the desk for people who he was signing for. You know, I've got no time for that, unfortunately. But Alberto Del Rio had a right job on him, and I was like, oh yeah, nice to meet you. Anyway, I was still respectful and everything. And then the next day, I saw him at the hotel reception. He goes, "Man, I'm so sorry about last night. I had a terrible cold. My hay fever's awful in England."
Right, okay. Oh, right. Which UK based promotions do you follow?
I used to always go to PCW quite a bit. We always used to pop up to Preston and see their shows up there. We haven't had as much chance recently because most of my spare time and days off is taken up with doing TNT stuff. But we loved that. We've been there a few times. When ICW first was travelling around the UK, we went to their shows, and we've been up to Glasgow a couple of times for. And obviously we're friends with a few of the Scottish guys now who come down and work with us. So so we always pop up and visit them. Love Joe Coffey, the Iron Man, and Mikey Whiplash, Jack Jester, all them guys come down and work with us, and they're all really sound. So we always try and go up and see them whenever we can. I'd like to get to a Progress show. I've still not got to a Progress show. I've had tickets for Progress a few times, and had to pass them on to my mates because just work commitments and family commitments, you know.
I'd love to get to one, ideally at the Ritz, Manchester, if I can.
That's it. Yeah, well, I had tickets for that a little while back, and then couldn't make it. But I think what they're doing is great for the British wrestling scene, and
fantastic.
You know, I'll pop and see anything I can. I go to All Star Wrestling. I trained with them for a little while, so I know all the guys working for them. And Dean Allmark's a good friend. He trained me, and he's. I used to run the pub right by their wrestling school for quite a while, and they used to dive in and have a beer afterwards every now and again. So so I try and catch them. Take my little lad to them. Obviously, Wrestle Island, such a great family wrestling show there in Birkenhead. That I ring announce that, but my family all come and watch that as well. All the kids are welcome to that. So
that's what it's all about, Mike.
Yeah, and we try and pop up to Leeds for Rise whenever we can as well.
Yeah.
They've got a crazy little show going on up there as well. So and Danny O'Doherty's he's a mastermind. He's a wrestling mastermind, that boy.
Oh, good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Mike, thank you ever so much for coming on today, mate.
Hey, no worries. Great to speak to you, Stu, as always.
Just obviously going forward, if I can get you on, just see how TNT's going.
Yeah, I'll have updates for you anytime, man.
In the more recent future, ideally, I'll cut this now. Obviously, I'll just speak to you for a minute. We're in Liverpool on the Wednesday, the 20th, but I don't know. We might possibly get tickets for the Thursday night on the 21st.
No worries. Well, I'll put a word into Jay for you and let him know that you're coming. You won't believe it. I'm actually away for that show, unfortunately.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, when it got booked, it was booked for the week after.
Right, okay.
And I'm in Vegas for a week.
Oh,
and a
nice,
half.
mate.
Oh no, but Jay, I have to change the date of the show because Pac was only available on that date,
Right.
So he's like, "Oh, Angus, I'm so sorry, lad. I've had to change the date." I was like, "No problem, mate. You know,
Yeah.
we have Liam Breverton as our other ringing out as well, who's a great guy.
Yeah.
And so he's doing that one. So
Nice one, mate.
that was his birthday present off me, letting him do that show.
Oh, mate. Yeah, it's going to be good, that one.
It will be insane, that one. We've got some guys who've not worked with us before on that one as well.
Oh, good
be nice
stuff.
to see Jody Fleisch's on that one.
Oh,
So.
I'm trying to get him on. Trying to get him on here, but he's he's not 100% on podcasts, you know.
Oh, it's just one of them. Just go for it, innit?
Yeah, I've said to him, I said to him, look, I appreciate it. If you don't want to come on, it's fine, but I'd love to get him on. And he just wanted to know what it'd entail, but it'd be more like a career retrospective with him.
Yeah, remember that, did you ever see that show, Universal Uproar they did in Coventry?
Yeah, I did, mate.
I went to that one and he was on that. That was when,
mate, him and Storm, man. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it was insane. And, I think Amazing Red was involved in that match as well, but they had a cracker. And that was the first time Mick Foley and Sandman had ever tagged together, I seem to remember.
Crazy, isn't it, when you think? Yeah.
I remember Steve Carino was on it, and at some point Foley and Carino were fighting up on the stand. And out of everyone who took the bump, it was the bloody referee who ended up taking the bump off the balcony.
Remember when TalkSport had it over the radio, the event? Remember that?
Oh,
Which one was that? It was the first one, wasn't it? When they did like the revival.
Showdown.
Was it International? Or was it Revival?
Oh, it could have been. There was a bit of time. Alex Shane did a great job at one point to get people out there. And,
it was just get it back up and running, wasn't it? You know, over here, like, you know, I remember having TalkSport on in my bedroom, right? And it was all on the radio. There was no visual, there was no video, like, and listening to it on the radio as it was going down, like.
Yeah, and they had the wrestling channel on there.
Yeah,
Bravo. That was the proper retro stuff. When that was when I saw Eddie Guerrero come over for that tournament.
Yeah.
It was Eddie Guerrero, wasn't Jody Fleisch and Doug Williams in that. And Eddie Guerrero and Fleisch really stood out. I think the final was Eddie Guerrero versus Doug Williams, and Eddie Guerrero went over, and it was when he'd sort of had a few issues, and he'd been out of wrestling for a little while, but then that sort of led to him coming back to WWE, and then was huge for him.
Oh mate, he needed it, didn't he? Obviously Vince left the door ajar, didn't he? But he had to get himself sorted, didn't he?
That's it. When he won that was a big shot spotlight on him, wasn't it? So,
yeah, bloody hell, yeah.
Just after that, he had that match that you always see, which was CM Punk, Rey Mysterio, and Eddie Guerrero, the triple threat. That was quite
I do remember,
that was for, but I got the DVD off like Power Slam magazine or something at one point.
Oh, Power Slam! I don't like the reboot, that they've done.
What's that? The magazine?
Yeah, I'm not. It's not. It's Power Slam. I know they've obviously got the same people on board, doing writing and that. But Power Slam was Power Slam, mate. It's Wrestle Talk, isn't it? That do it now, isn't it? So people.
Oh yeah, it's a bit more took it over, commercialised, isn't it? So.
I've never bought an issue, mate. I just won't because I was so Power Slam led, That was the one and only magazine I bought, Yeah,
it's a bit sort of. It looks at what they want to look at now, doesn't it? It's like they're told what they can preview and stuff.
You need to have free reign with it, in my opinion.
Yeah, and have you met the guys from Wrestle Travel at all, dude?
Right, my next, I'm trying to get him on. I said to Lee, and I want to get you on, but he's busy. Obviously, he was over at the Rumble one and stuff like that. But I'm trying my damnedest to get him on.
I went to school with Lee,
Oh, mate, brilliant.
So I've known him for absolutely years.
He's doing good stuff, he's doing good stuff, mate.
He's a nice guy, Lee. He's only just come into it quite recently, but he's got his head screwed on with his
he's a businessman, mate. He's a businessman. You can tell it, But he goes,
he's a good lad.
Are you going to come on one of my trips? I said, Lee, don't take this the wrong way, mate. I've done 7 manias, and I've managed to do it on my own. He's like, it's all right. He's laughing. He was laughing. I don't think he realised I'd been
he's lovely. I do the same. I said if you make me a bespoke package, which is as good as the packages that I've got myself, I've got when we went to Miami though, I got such a good offer, and I've just Uber organised this stuff like that. I got the WWE travel package.
Yeah.
But then we sorted it out ourselves to do all the best bits,
Yeah. That's it, mate. That's it. I'm open to go following year, but it depends where it is. I don't want to go back to New York. So
Yeah, no.
obviously,
If it's in when it's next in Orlando, I'll take me little lad. So that's my
mate,
plan.
do you know what?
So,
It's a little story here for you. Obviously, Dad took me. We went to SummerSlam '92.
Yeah.
But when we were in Atlanta for 27, there was a lad, there was a bloke there and his son, and it just it took me back. I was in his ear. He was American, like. I said, it's lovely to see. I said, it reminds me when Dad took me, like, you know, it's just cool. It's just cool to see his Dad and his son at the events, like.
That's it. Well, me and Jay taking our little lads, and you know, they absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we'll have to see. We'll definitely if they do it in Orlando, and it's in the Easter holidays, I'll take my.
Mate,
that's the way forward.
He'd be made there from sure. Like that's brilliant.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
I want him to go back to Atlanta to the new stadium, not just because obviously the Super Bowl's been on there, but when we went to the Georgia Dome, it didn't even that stadium did not need knocking down. Like.
Yeah, well, exactly. And it
didn't need knocking down.
We had an UK, wasn't it? And then knocked it down and built an even bigger one.
I mean, it is amazing. It is amazing, the new one. I love the Oculus and the video board in the roof. Like, it's fantastic. But
that was where they had the Super Bowl this week, wasn't it?
Yeah. And Minnesota, but they don't like going anywhere cold, do they?
That's it.
They're all for people taking their like spring break or their holiday, aren't they, over there? So they do it somewhere. Do it somewhere hot, but yeah, Minnesota. I'd like to hit the Viking Stadium, but I don't think they're going to do it.
I think they will eventually. They've hinted at it before, haven't they? It's always been in the top 5 places they were going to go.
They've got to get it. They've got to do it there, or even better, go back to Toronto.
That's the other one that always crops up.
Yeah, something needs to happen there, like so.
And what about Wembley?
Well, do you know what?
I don't think they'll ever take WrestleMania out now, you know.
It's just, there's no point, mate. They don't do it. We're all right putting events on over here, aren't we? Like, but I think an event of that magnitude, the only time there's been a cock-up over there was Dallas, for me.
What happened there? Was that 25?
32 was Dallas, wasn't it? At Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
And what went wrong there?
Right, we were queuing up outside, mate, right? I'm not even joking. Normally you just go in, don't you? You know, it's all super organised. Everyone gets in, you know, for the amount of people you've got there. Oh, yeah. There was queuing. The pre-show was on. Ryback was in the ring with Kalisto, yeah? It was all going on. It was absolute bedlam. I don't know whether because it was over 100,000 people. Well, so they say there was 100,000 there. I don't know if it was just the amount of people. They couldn't cope. They couldn't cope with it, but it was gridlocked outside, yeah. It was baking hot. It was mental. That's one and only time we've had issues getting in. And I've done a fair few now, but...
The 2 I've been to have both been just perfectly organised.
Yeah, straight in, mate. Like, Levi... Sorry, carry on, mate.
I was going to say, you can still get in and meet everybody if you know where to go.
Oh,
Hall of Fame. I went to the Hall of Fame in Miami.
Yeah.
And it was when the 4 Horsemen got inducted.
Yeah.
And then someone mentioned to me they were all staying at the Intercontinental Hotel, so I went down there. Yeah. And all the fans were, like, penned back behind the guardrail. Because they were all wearing the T-shirts and jeans. I had my suit on, mate. I just strolled straight in.
You knew what you were doing, Mike. That's the difference right there. Like, you were ready. You were
just strolled straight in.
Ready, willing, and able. You were.
That was, hey, mate. That was one of the funniest ones when I met Sheamus at that. And he's like, I said, you're a Liverpool fan, aren't you, Sheamus? He's like, yeah, Liverpool fan. He goes, this is my dad. He's a Leeds United fan.
Oh my God. Oh my God,
nice to meet
mate.
Sheamus' dad.
Yeah.
Speak to his dad.
Oh, mate. I'll tell you what, they don't often know how to put a show on, do they? No, especially,
mate, that's it.
I don't know when she's going to let me go again now, but obviously the wedding's in July.
Oh, is it? So yeah, no, mate, that's
the stag's in IV for...
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell, well, that's
it. MetLife wasn't... Do you know what? They're going to have issues with that this year. Going to and from New Jersey, New York, and it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare when we went getting back and forth, doing the events. Some of it in New York, some of it in New Jersey. Pain in the arse.
Miami was okay. It sounded bad on paper when I first looked at it, but it was only going from downtown to South Beach. You know, the convention centre was on South Beach. There was one day where there was a bit of monsoon weather, and just suddenly a storm came in, and literally the bridge from downtown to South Beach was flooded.
No way.
Like the whole bridge flooded over, and yet the bus. I was like, how am I going to get back here over to the other island? Because it's Hall of Fame that night. I was thinking, I'll just get on a bus and see if it goes, rather than because the taxis weren't going. Go on this bus, and the bus driver's like, there might be a bit of water coming in, but we should be okay. And just drove along this road, even though it was flooded. And like literally water was just flooding in. And he's like, we're okay, don't panic anybody, we're okay, and just drove it over. But as it was, the water cleared in about an hour because it was so hot there anyway. But if it carried on raining, could have been could have been stranded on that little island, so.
I think New Orleans was brilliant. I didn't go last year. I went to 30. New Orleans, fantastic, easy to get round. All just easy. Where else was easy? San Jose, San Fran, Santa Clara. That was it was a bit spread out, but it was fine. And Levi Stadium had only just opened, so it was state of the art, and getting in was easy. It was the only one that was crap was Dallas getting in. I don't know.
That's it. Yeah.
It was an absolute fucking balls that was. But hey-o.
Detroit was easy. They'd got like the best hotels and everything for people when they were in Detroit.
Right.
People say it's just a bit of a shithole, don't they? So, but it was brilliant. They'd absolutely sorted us out with that one.
Enjoy that one, yeah.
Yeah, but I think I had a platinum package for that one.
You went top end.
I was literally thinking it's like the only time I'm ever going to go. And I'd saved a bit of money at uni and stuff, so it was my last year of uni, so I was like, fuck it, I'll absolutely go for it. And
Too right, mate. Too right. I did Orlando, so I did the year after you. That was my first one. Good mania, that. But I think also, because it was the first one I did.
Yeah.
But I'd say 24 was amazing. 30 was fantastic. 31 delivered as well when they didn't think it was going to.
Yeah. Did you do 28? That was my favourite one. I
didn't do Miami, mate. I did the year before, and then obviously I did MetLife the following year.
We did a week in Disney and Universal in Orlando first.
Yeah.
And then went down to Miami for that, and it was
mate,
it was all put on really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked after us at that one, like upgrades and everything in the hotel as soon as you got there. Oh, you're with WWE, we've got an upgrade for you. Free breakfast, and you've got this suite now instead of a room. It was like,
Mike, there's a funny story. I know. I'll let you go in a minute. No
worries, man. I'm on a chill day today. I'm in work a bit later on, but I just had to do a few things this morning, and then got back in this afternoon, and then got an hour or two now to chill.
I got a hell of a story here, right? So I've never done the package, right? I've just done it all separate and sorted it, right? Friends of ours from Yorkshire, they go to all bloody indie stuff. Like they go to Wolverhampton for, I'm trying to think of the name of it. They were there this weekend. The one, what's it bloody called? Can't think of the promotion.
What was that? What's been on this weekend in the States or the UK?
No, they were in Wolverhampton, they were.
Friends of mine. My friends went down for that, Is that Fight Club?
Fight Club Pro, that's it. So they were there. Anyway, going back to what I was talking about, in Dallas, they were at the Sheraton on package, and my mate, his missus, and the little one. Anyway, he says, come back to ours. They're like a sports bar in the hotel. Next thing, right, we're all settled down. We've got all the beers. We sat down. Old school Shawn Michaels, dressed up, this guy in the white and the red.
Yeah.
Walks into the bar, mate. He's doing all the posing. Out of nowhere, Vader, someone dressed up as Vader comes in. He's doing all this Vader time. He walks in, he gets super kicked. This is all going on. These lads are dressed up, these fans. I was in fucking stitches. There was a third person as well. I'm trying to think who was dressed up as, but oh my God, it was mental, mate. Obviously, it was just full of fans, wasn't it? It was the fan hotel.
Oh, mate. I've seen that a few times.
They're all dressed up. He hits a super kick. Oh, I was creased, my guy was. I was like, is this happening?
The first time they ever did Raw in the UK, in the MEN Arena, I went for that.
Yeah.
And there was a guy dressed as Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Mankind. There was a guy dressed as Kane and a guy dressed as Stone Cold.
No way.
And it's that Stone Cold. Mankind was an impersonator. The Stone Cold was an impersonator. They both have little cards they give out, that say Mankind UK on it or whatever. Yeah. And they're having this brawl. And it's getting filmed. And I don't think WWE filmed it, but we definitely did because it was, hilarious. They just had a fight up throughout the arena and up through like the gangways. People were leaving they were fighting and people were just pissing themselves, like, you know,
Yeah.
tombstone him, Kane, and he hit some tombstone, you know, in the alleyway.
Yeah.
Going on here.
Oh my God. It's mental, isn't
All
it?
that madness.
You wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get that with anything else. So would you? Bar wrestling, all that, all the stuff that goes with it, like, you know.
Everything else is too serious. That's why
Yeah,
wrestling's
it is,
such a
mate.
laugh.
Yeah, quite.
It just does what it wants. And it's like,
Society is too serious, mate. Definitely.
that's it.
Absolutely.
So, you know,
like,
you can enjoy your wrestling. I tell you what, a really good story, actually. When I was at I might save this for another show for you, actually, but I'll tell you now. I'll just tell you now, we went to the Hall of Fame in Detroit,
yeah.
and when it finished, everyone was piled out into the street, and they blocked the street off just while they get the buses out. All the wrestlers get on free buses to take them away, but everyone's piled out into the street anyway. And as the guys are coming out, everyone's, you know, getting high fives and all that.
Yeah.
And Rob Van Dam came out in the street, and Pat Patterson's like, "Get on the bus, Rob. Get on the bloody bus, will you, lad?" And Van Dam's doing the Van Dam's obviously off his head.
Yeah,
and he's posing
it,
in the street, and the crowd, he's their local hero, innit? So they're all going nuts.
Oh, mate.
And Pat Patterson's standing on the bus, and he's like, "Rob, get on the bloody bus, man." And Van Dam jumps over the guardrail into the crowd and gets crowd surfed off down the street.
Oh, mate.
And that's it.
Couldn't...
And Pat Patterson's going, "Rob, get in the bloody bus."
Oh, my God. You couldn't script it, could you? But that... Do you know what? The good thing about 29, obviously, I didn't like location and that, but we were at WrestleCon, and just going on to Rob Van Dam, met Rob Van Dam, had the photo taken and all that. Anyway, he had the original, he's got the original TV title, you know, from ECW.
Yes, yeah.
And he goes, he starts questioning me, doesn't he? When did I win this? 1998, he loved it when I said that, you know. You know, when did I have it and all the rest of it? And you're chatting away to him, mate. You know, it wasn't just about getting a photo, like, he wanted to spend time and chat, like.
That's it, he's a good lad. He was one of my absolute favourites as I was watching it growing up, and then he was up at PCW one time, and we caught up with him after the show, and we're like, "Do you want a drink, Rob?"
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. Sambuca, dude.
Shit. Oh, mate.
I was like, "Sambuca? What, a glass of Sambuca?" And he's like, yeah, I love Sambuca, man.
Oh, my God.
I was like, right.
Yeah. Do you have what you want, mate? It's fine. Yeah, I'll sort it out. Yeah, not a problem.
Mate.
Yeah. Sound.
We just got him a bottle of Sambuca in the end and left him to it.
Oh,
we had to
mate.
go back to Liverpool for a night out. But we nearly took Van Dam to Liverpool with us that night. I remember that.
Did you, yeah?
Rob, want to come to Liverpool for a night out? Can I get back here tomorrow? Probably not. Like, where's your next show? And he's like, I don't know. One of the guys just drives me.
Yeah, oh my God. They're unbelievable, mate. Yeah. Hey, Mike, my favourite wrestler of all time, obviously because I didn't speak about it before, Bret Hart, mate.
Oh, yeah, Bret's a legend.
Unbelievable. Meeting him, mate, oh my God. I love talking, me, as you can tell. I couldn't string a sentence together getting to that table, you know.
Mate, I've met him a few times. He's a great guy.
The
first one I met him at 1PW. We did No Turning Back for 1PW back in the day.
Yeah.
And it was just after he'd had his stroke and he was in bad shape. And you were like, I felt really bad then, but then I saw him a couple of times. And he's, you know, every time I see him, he's looking better. So.
Yeah.
But he's slowly turning into
mate.
Stu.
No. Oh, no. No, I shouldn't say oh, no, because Stu Hart was bloody brilliant, mate. But, Christ alive, mate. Yeah, do you know what? I couldn't muster a sentence. It went along the lines of, I was at SummerSlam 92, Mr. Hart, yeah. My old man's with me. My old man's in the photo, like, you've probably seen it. And he goes, "You like the outdoor shows?" That's all he said. He's quite happy. And my dad had a little chat with him, like, you know, but, it was like the lads when they met Michaels. They couldn't, I didn't meet him. I was always Brett, me, like, I was always team Brett out of the two of them. But a lot of them loved Michaels, like, he's a favourite. And they couldn't, same problem again, like, they couldn't muster a sentence up when they got to him.
I met them both together, you know.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, at that WrestleCon, they were both there.
Mate.
And they were good buddies.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, mate, some funny stuff happened at that. You know, when I first arrived,
yeah,
it was on a Saturday and Sunday, and I was to go in the Sunday for the full day and just in a bit the Saturday. I rocked up at the hotel, and I was looking over the balcony, and they were doing the photo shoots with Brett and Sean. Yeah. And the first person in the queue to get their photo taken was the Mountie.
You are joking. You're good old jock, like. Hey, what was it? That's crazy. Like, that is crazy.
was front of the queue. He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
one of the guys at the show.
Yeah.
And he was front of the queue. He queued
No
to
way.
meet Brett and Sean just to have a catch-up with them.
That's amazing, like.
So I mean, like, the wrestlers were...
Yeah.
Obviously must be like... They must be classed as like a lower tier wrestler or something. Because he's actually queuing to meet Brett and Sean,
way.
you know, like locker room politics or whatever. He's queuing up to meet them. And I'm up on the balcony with the Nasty Boys. And the Nasty Boys are just rinsing him.
But you know what them are like. Yeah.
Knobs is like, get out of Brett's ass, Jock, you prick. And
oh my God.
Absolutely roasted him.
And
he's just like, hi, nice to see you, Nasty Boys. And they're like, fuck you, Rouge.
I've got a funny story here, just keeping on like queuing for things and that, right? So here again, I'm going on about bloody New York again. So we're in New Jersey, we're at the con and all that, right? We're queuing up for Regal, right? My mate, he's from Highton actually, my mate Wayne, good mate of mine, yeah? He's queuing up, he's got his Y2J top on, we're waiting to meet Regal. We're about 3 or 4 places back before meeting him. Regal has obviously seen the t-shirt in the corner of his eye. He took the time to come over, he's, you know, having photos and that. He just goes up to Wayne, take that silly bloody shirt off. Regal told him.
What's his name, Wayne? It's not one of the guys I know, is it?
Wayne Wallace is like, I've asked him to come to these TNT shows. I said, it's on your frigging doorstep, mate. You know,
get him involved.
I said, they don't, you know what the problem is with these lads? I love them to pieces, like, they don't go out the WWE bubble, and that's where I'm different, like, I've always, I like a bit of, you know, I like watching all sorts, me, like, it's, they don't come out that WWE bubble, I'm afraid. They're even a bit resistant towards that NXT, and then when they come up, these characters are like the best thing since sliced bread. But I'm like, I've been watching these for yonks, like...
For like a year.
It's just like...
Yeah.
You could
get some people like that, you know, they're just literally
they're old school, man. They're old school, which is fine, but they're
missing out on a lot of other stuff that's different, you know, that's the thing.
Mate, NXT, you're gonna see them characters in better matches prior to them going on to main roster, like...
When they come onto the main roster, sometimes they haven't got a clue what to do with them.
No. I think Tyler Breeze, what a shame, because when he was against Liger in Brooklyn, what a match against Liger.
Mate, he's brilliant. And
yeah,
so is
they fucked him over, mate.
Bobby Roode as well. That little box they've made there.
And, hey, don't get me wrong. He's great. You know, his bread and butter wasn't it with tagging in TNA to begin with. But it just.
You're tying them both back with that tag team, though.
Me and you'd be better off booking. I'm telling you now. We'd have more idea than half these knobheads. And,
that's it, mate.
I shouldn't call them knobheads, because they're obviously, you know, they're writers, aren't they? But sometimes, my head, I'm just like, how the hell can you not book them properly? Like, it's frustrating, isn't it?
Recently, though, I've watched Raw a few times, and I've stopped watching it because of the adverts.
Yeah,
when we watch it live, I can't be arsed watching all them adverts, the same adverts over and over again. But when I've watched it recently, it's looked a lot more coherent. The shape of it, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. They've sort of had a bit of a shake-up, and they've like...
Yeah, it needs it, mate.
They've started to get a bit more storylines back into it a bit more. At one point, they were really focusing on having wrestling matches for wrestling matches' sake, but it wasn't going anywhere. Now they've got a bit of structure back into it. And they're like, you're mid-card, you're lower card, you do this.
Yeah.
If you do good at that, you'll build up to fight him. And it just all seems to be flowing. A lot of it is behind Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley seems to be a good pinion point on the show.
Yeah,
but if
quite
you're better
right,
than Bobby Lashley, your main event, and if you're not as good as Bobby Lashley, your lower card. And Bobby Lashley sort of really... He's always got something going on, even though he seems to have had a bit of a mare himself on the show.
Yeah,
he's actually holding it together quite well.
He is a focal point, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's like a good pinion point, I find.
Yeah.
That, like, things like the Sami Zayn thing, and he's always doing something.
Yeah,
no matter if it's not working or whatever, he's always doing something.
Mike, I never thought of it. Obviously, I watch it and I know what's going on, but I never thought of it like that, mate. So you brought it up. To be fair to you, that's a good, valid, mate. That's a valid point. That is absolutely. What do you reckon will happen with Balor now, mate? Because I think that he was so strong in that match. I know it was 10 minutes, but you never know Brock to go that long, and the fact that he got his offense in. You know,
well, I think Brock had pushed for him to get that offense and do that.
Another one, mate. What the fucking hell's been going on? that guy's a star, like, unbelievable.
Balor is there. They've got to pick their points at the right time with him, and they've got to make the decision. I think he's great in the face paint,
do you think
but I think they've got to be careful.
Promos? Do you think it's the promos that are holding him back?
Well, no, he's been good in promos. That story he told leading up to that Seth Rollins match, the story of the Demon, that was absolutely awesome. But I think what's holding him back slightly is they don't want to pull the trigger on him being the Demon. Right, they don't want to have it where he needs to win the title as himself.
Yeah, right, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you,
If he wins it as the Demon, he's got to be the Demon all the time then.
Yeah.
And, you know, they shouldn't be saving that for special occasions.
It is, mate.
That should be like a feud ender, like a steel cage match.
Yeah. I like the fact they've not put him in the paint because you know there's going to be a big crescendo now, don't you?
They've got to have him. They can't have him need the paint to win the match.
No, quite right, mate. You're bang on. Mate.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why they're probably, you know, they obviously probably want him to be the Demon all the time.
My favourite.
Can't do that otherwise. He's going to be painted every day of his life.
My favourite, mate. Here we go. I'll tell you my favourite is, and it's nobody in that company. I hope to God that he doesn't get signed. Dalton Castle, mate.
Oh, you know what? I've not seen much.
Oh, mate,
on a show I went to, but I didn't get to see much of him. To be honest.
Oh, mate. He is but if WWE sign him, you know, you hear all this, don't you? He's come in, blah, blah, blah. I read it online, it's like bollocks. Ring of Honor are going to do everything in their power now to keep hold of him because they've lost people to AEW. They've got to keep hold of him. Lethal's got to stay. Obviously, Skrull's going to stay because he's in the faction, isn't he? It's a case of now they've got to keep hold of what they've got because they lose any more, mate. They're going to be struggling, I think.
Yeah, definitely, I agree.
They're
the weakest they've been, I think.
I know they can get the Japanese over, but it's all gonna change again, isn't it? From a booking standpoint, once AEW's up and running.
With that, they might end up merging with them, to be honest, if they get big enough.
Yeah, quite. I've never thought of that. Yeah.
Which makes sense for them at the way it's
the
going.
likes of Dalton Castle, it will not be beneficial to his character. Yeah. They'll stifle him in WWE. He needs to stay where he is. Jay Lethal needs to stay where he is. Even Silas Young. Silas Young needs to stay. They've done this new faction with Juice Robinson and David Finley's in it.
Yeah.
But like we said, they've just announced Skrull's faction with PCO, and I can't think what the lad's name is. The big fella, ex-rocker he is. Rockstar guy. They said, why have they set up another faction? But they're obviously looking for stuff now because they know they've lost people.
Yeah.
So they're trying to evolve it and move it on to the next phase. But
they'll come looking for UK talent soon. You'll have all our guys will be over there soon.
Haskins was on the last pay-per-view.
Exactly. He's great, Haskins. He's a good lad, you know. Have you met Haskins before?
I need to, mate. I will do my damnedest now, to get to. If I don't get there on the 21st, because we might have to come home, but obviously you're not there, I'll try and get to the one after.
Yeah, June the 8th.